on that glorious day when the great Oz himself presented me with knowledge. That is when my rise began. It was when Dorothy left. I will never know why the wizard left all three of us in charge. A foolish miscalculation.
Band has had a profound effect on our lives today. It shapes us into who we are as adults, holding us accountable, enhances our work ethic, building our character, which in itself will prepare us for success in the real world. Unfortunately, across the nation, many band programs are dying, which only impedes our students' progress in having them realize their potential.
Band has been characterized as a program that unlocks the potential in students. In many ways, it is as essential to a student's learning as STEM, or science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. The band program, like other fine arts programs, acts almost like an escape from the single-minded focus that accompanies learning in classroom. It also allows expression and development of the brain through activities that not only challenge the creative side of the brain, but also the motor skills and coordination of that person.
Well, talk about hitting a low note. Sportscaster Jim Rohn is now apologizing after offending members of the military and musicians just about everywhere.
A comment made by Jim Rohn, a sports radio host, was this.
Is there anyone, he writes, not in a marching band who thinks those dorks running around with their instruments are cool?
Well, the U.S. Army
this comment was not taken lightly by the entire band community. People across the world took this comment harshly and in very little time started to criticize him.
March on Rome.
How has band changed your life?
Band has changed my life in many ways. I've been in a band since I was in 6th grade and have been in music since I was in 3rd grade, piano lessons. And especially once I got to high school and post-high school, it's pretty much shaped me into who I am. My work ethic, the way that I operate from day to day, my commitment level to anything that I do has really all been in part, it has been the way that I've grown up. I mean, because of band. And then in my professional career, my professional life, band continues to push me to be a better person because there are young people who look to us for guidance and for direction in their band lives and their everyday lives. So I think it is my life. It is what I think is one of the most important things to me in my personal life and my professional.
And the cutting of band programs in high schools across the country.
It's unfortunate. I think that, and obviously I'm pro band and pro fine arts because that's my job. But I also think that it's an important part of any student's development as a person and as a functioning member of society that they have a well-rounded education. And that means that they have math, and they have science, and they have English, and they have a fine arts. And it doesn't have to be a music fine arts, it doesn't have to be band, but I think the creative outlet that students are afforded when they're in a fine arts program is really important. I think it's one of the most vital parts of a student's development. And in the case of, a fine art where you have to really hone a skill, it teaches you a lot of discipline and respect for the craft and for people who do this every day for a job. It's unfortunate that it's come to this where we are taking value away from programs that are enhancing a student's life in an effort to get them to pass a test. And as important as those tests are, and as important as our academic courses are, they should share equal weight with our fine arts programs, and they shouldn't be seen as kind of second-class classes and this just extracurricular. It's co-curricular. It's part of a student's development, even if they choose to not go into that field when they get out.
Drum Major David Riley is the McAdams High School Band ready for competition.
McAdams is one of the many failing programs in our nation. The video being presented may seem humorous, but the real concern is the students themselves. These death programs generate students who do not succeed like others. If a budget cut was to fall upon that school, then the band program gets cut, leaving kids upset, angry, and possibly their lives ruined.
On the other hand, programs like Round Rock have better luck. They have a succeeding program that thrives. A minor or major budget cut would not hurt them as much as it would hurt a high school like McAdams.
For one thing, and we've got a big band, and we have the opportunity to really fill it up. And that's exciting to me, it's exciting to the kids, and it's just fun to watch, because this is kids being at their best, no question.
Started in 1972, DCI has had a tremendous effect on the band community over the past 43 years. The organization has various marching ensembles corps across the nation that take tours across the country each summer. It has provided an outlet for young performers to flourish and broaden their musical intellect and character. The success of these marching ensembles is indicative of the performers, but also the various fundraisers these organizations hold in the preseason. DCI is a 501c organization, meaning it is non-profit. It is essential for the Corps to receive funding from the community to ensure a successful season for their members. Without proper funding, these organizations will fold. Unfortunately, DCI is a dying activity.
Nationwide, the band programs are targeted as unnecessary for the education of students, when in reality, they are just as important as sports and classroom learning. During football games, football players are admired for their skill, teamwork, and effort they put into their training by the audience. But it is far and in between that anyone in the audience really understands how much effort and focus is put into every single step of a football halftime performance. Those performers cannot look around to make sure their team is set like a quarterback. They cannot take breaks every few seconds for a breather, like after every play in a football game. Every body part is active almost all the time, from the rhythmic motion of their feet to the sporadic movements of their fingers over their instruments. They have to have complete faith in the person behind them and complete focus on the size and pace of their footsteps so as not to crash into any one of their teammates. That type of teamwork is not something that a person is born with. It is learned through hours of practice every day through the dedication to the person on your right and left. and the strength of that dedication and teamwork will remain with them for the rest of their lives. If only for those two monumental reasons, disregarding all others, the band program should not be the primary victim of budget cuts.